Hello students, today in this video we will learn about part 2 of the chapter Electoral Politics. In this previous video we learnt about meaning of electoral politics, why election, what is election, why do we need election and what is the main purpose of the election. Let's proceed further. Now, types of election. There are two basic types of election. One is direct election, another one is indirect election. Direct election. Direct election is also known as general election. The system in which the voters directly cast their votes to elect a candidate or a political party that they desire to is known as direct election. Now, let us learn through an example. In class leader election in your class, where all students elect the class leader directly through voting, that is known as direct election. Similarly, through the direct we select our MLA and MPs. Now, indirect election, an election in which voters do not choose their candidates directly. They will elect their representative first in turn. The elected representative again choose their leaders is known as indirect election. Now let us learn through an example. Now, president election in India, where all elected member of legislative assemblies and member of parliament, it means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, elect the president of India, that is known as indirect election. What makes an election democratic? Election can be held in many ways. All democratic countries hold elections. Here, there are minimum conditions of democratic election is given. First one is one vote, one value. It means there is no discrimination among people on the basis of caste, religion, sex. It means one man can cast only one vote, not more than one. Every vote should have equal value. Second, people should have something to choose. It means parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. Third, election to be held at regular intervals. It means election must be regularly held after a particular time period, like 5 years, 6 years, like that. Now, fourth point, people's preference should be get elected. It means here, according to people's votes, a candidate is elected. Now, fifth one is free and fair election. It means election should be conducted in a free and fair manner, where people can choose as they really wish. Is it good to have political competition? As we know, elections are all about political competition. It is a competition among political parties. If there is no competition, what will happen? Obviously, election will become pointless. Demerits. Electoral competition has many demerits. First one, it creates a sense of disunity and factionalism in every locality. It means what? We saw political parties divides people in terms of caste, religion and area they live. Let us consider an example. Here, यूपी और बिहार में वोटर्स यादव और दलित और मुस्लिम में बट गए हैं और वे अपने जात, धर्म और सोसाइटी के लोगों को ही वोट करते हैं. This is the one demerit of election, the one demerit of political competition. Second one, different political parties and leaders often level allegation against one another. आज के जमाने में पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज एक दूसरे की बुराई करने में जुटी हैं. यह पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज वोट जीतने के लिए एक दूसरे के खिलाफ नकली वोट, नकली वीडियोस, नकली कहानियां बनाते हैं और यह पार्टी झूठी न्यूज रिपोर्ट भी छपवाते हैं. Parties and candidates often use dirty tricks to win elections. It means what? They use different type of dirty tricks. Let us consider an example. कितने जगह में इलेक्शन के समय ईवीएम मशीन काम नहीं करता है. कभी कभी एक ही बटन काम करता है, ओनली एक ही पार्टी जिताने के लिए। दिस इज अनदर डीमेरिट ऑफ पॉलिटिकल कंपटीशन। फोर्थ वन, सम गुड पीपल who wish to serve the country but do not enter this arena. It means what? आज के दुनिया में ओनली क्रिमिनल, डर्टी बिजनेसमैन, पॉलिटिशियन के बच्चे, फिल्म स्टार और फेल्ड स्पोर्ट्समैन ही आसानी से पॉलिटिक्स में हिस्सा ले सकते हैं, परंतु पॉलिटिक्स में अच्छे और पढ़े लिखे लोग हिस्सा नहीं ले पाते हैं। दिस इज द अनदर डीमेरिट। मेरिट्स: if there is no competition, people should not have choice and alternative to choose. For example, if there is no competition, only one party makes rules and government according to their wishes, which leads to more corruption. Now, second one, though political party is only motivated to be in power, it will be forced to serve the people must. Let us consider one example. Even if a shopkeeper is interested only his profit, he is forced to give good services to the customer. If he does not do, the customer will go to some other shop. Similarly, if the political parties serve for the people, the people will vote to the party in the upcoming election. And if it is not do, he will give chance to other party. Similarly, political competition may cause divisions and some ugliness, finally helps to force the political parties to serve the people. Now, how to deal with this situation? First one, try and improve the knowledge and character of political leaders. It means people must know about the leader who is standing in the election of their area. Second one, set up a system where political leaders are rewarded for the serving people and punished not doing so. It means what? What is meaning of rewarded? Rewarded means to elect the particular party or candidate regularly due to their good work. Punishment means what? Here people will not elect to the candidate or party due to their bad work for their people. Now, third one, who will decide to give reward or punishment? Obviously, people. It means political leaders know that if they do not work, that people want their popularity and chance of victory will increase in next election. If they fail to satisfy the voters, they will not able to win the election again. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more such videos.